This is the plaintiff, Heidi Warren. She says the defendant hired her to put her business logo and dog's pictures on her jacket. Now she's trying to stiff her on her pay. She also hired her to make some t-shirts, and now that everything is done, the woman refuses to pay her. She doesn't understand why, because she did an excellent job. The woman was happy and is now trying to get away with a free job. She's suing for $125, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Susan Soccer Muncie. She says she hired the plaintiff to embroider her jacket with her 2 award-winning dogs' images. And the woman gave her a cheap heat transfer of a decal and some bedazzled jewels. Even though she wasn't happy with the job, she just paid the woman to get rid of her through her PayPal account. PayPal says she received the money, and she doesn't owe her anything more. She's accused of running out on a bill.
All parties, please use your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Warren, you and your company are suing Ms. Susan Soccer Muncie for $125 and an unpaid bill. Tell me what happened.
We have a heat transfer embroidering crystal business. We go to trade shows and stuff. We do heat transfers on site. You bring a design and we'll do it right on site for you. I met her at Equine Affair, which was last year, actually a week ago this week. She brought us a jacket. She wanted me to take 2 photos of her dogs, turn them into silhouettes, create a new design for her business.
So she had the jacket with her at whatever
Yes, it was her jacket. We brought it home. We don't require that you buy clothing from us. We can use your clothing or whatever. So it was her jacket. So I told her I'd take it home because I wanted to work on the photos when I had more time. So we brought it home.
Okay, question. Was there any paperwork filled out there?
The only thing that we fill out is a paper that we fill out for ourselves to know what to do with it. I had her email, so I was conversing. I have all the emails after we got back.
Okay.
What we're going to do with it. Showed her different designs. Got all the approvals before anything was done. Mailed it out. Got a confirmation email saying that she loved it. She wished the back had been a little lower, but she didn't mention it. So I said, I'm really sorry. I did send out a free t-shirt on me because I felt bad if there was any confusion. And I just haven't been paid. I've been hunting her down since.
Okay. When you communicated with her that you hadn't received payment, what did she say?
At first she had said that her PayPal account had been hacked. She sent me screenshots of the PayPal account being hacked. I told her not to worry. I've been hacked before. Don't worry about it. Either send me a check or let me know when you get it straightened out. Then a few months later, it was, my uncle died. I'm not home. I'll be home in a few days. I'll call you with my husband's credit card. And then after that, I was ghosted. So it was, yeah.
Okay, what happened?
That actually, part of that is true, part of it isn't true. I did meet her at the Equine Affair. She had a booth set up with all the jackets, everything hanging. I did actually buy the jacket from her, maybe aunt, mom, somebody that was there. They had them all hanging down there. They were like $80, I think it was. And that's where I actually bought the jacket from. I tried it on there. And everything that was hanging up there was embroidered. I assumed everything was going to be embroidered. That's what we discussed verbally there.
Yeah, but she does embroidery, but she also does heat transfers.
That I wasn't aware of, because nothing that
You
was...
thought that you were going to have all that embroidered. Let's look at the... I'm trying to find those pictures. Hold on.
I have the jacket if it helps.
Yeah, actually, that helps. There we go.
The 2 dogs...
Can I have it? Just hand it over here.
Embroidered.
So you thought that all of this, and then the logos on the side sleeves of your, all of these logos on the sides, all this was going to be embroidered?
The back was going to be embroidered.
So you thought the back was
fire-
going to be embroidered, but the sides were going to be heat transferred?
I didn't know what those were going to be, honestly. I just assumed, yeah, probably. But the back was going to be all embroidered with the 2 silhouettes of my dogs with the name.
Do you do embroidery?
I do embroidery. I do.
What would this have cost if it was embroidery?
Probably about $200.
Right, like that would be my theory too. But so when you received it, your first words were, "I thought this was going to be embroidered," right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Your
show
Honor.
me that.
Sorry.
Show me where you said that.
I believe you had copies.
No, I have copies of your text a year later where you're smack talking at each other. I'm asking, when you received the package, were your first words, "Wait, what? This is a heat transfer. I thought this was going to be embroidered." Are those your first words?
Yeah, I was shocked when I saw it.
I'm sorry. Are those your first words?
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to show them to me because I clearly missed them in your text. So go ahead and show me.
like to myself when I got it.
Oh,
When
to
I
yourself.
Opened, like
Oh,
when
to
I opened
yourself.
it, that's what I meant.
To yourself. But they aren't your first words to her, are they? And why is that important? Because if you really did think that was going to be embroidered, you would say, "Wait a second," the second you got it, and said, "What is this? I thought this was going to be embroidered." That's what people who think they paid $75 for embroidering would say, right?
I did text that to her though.
When?
I think it was a day or two later. When
Okay, prove that what you just said. What's the date on that?
I don't have the date on
Right,
it.
I
It was
do.
just this-
That is not 2 or 3 days later. That's almost a year later when you guys are really upset at each other.
on this.
Give me the date of that. Prove the date of that.
I have another phone.
Then how do you know it's 2 or 3 days later? I'll show you the text. I've got them right here. Hello, this is what we have so far. This is from Heidi. We are thinking of using the neon glitter colors for everything. I don't know how you think that's embroidery. So don't think the black is black, LOL. The fireflies, and that means the black writing, the fireflies will have crystal on the butt where the red dot is. It's not really the butt. The bud, I think, is what she meant. So neon orange and green for the dogs and neon yellow for the words, or neon purple? Do the logos have to be any color? It's very clear it's not embroidery. Then you ask for other options. You decide on the wave, which was a good call. And then it goes back and forth, and you could, because these dogs are what? They're dock divers?
Dock diving dogs.
What does that mean?
They jump off a dock into a pool, into a 40-foot pool for...
It's a 40-foot drop?
It's a 40-foot pool. It's a 40-foot dock, and they run and they jump in the air, midair.
Do they do tricks? No. Oh my gosh. All right, and then it goes on about the logos. Then you ask to add the other logos to the arm. That's all of the sponsor logos.
Yeah, for
right?
the dog sponsors.
And the gems were also an add-on. Okay. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to make sure that you approved everything. Then she even asked you, is there an order you want the sponsors on the sleeve? Because they'll be stacked, and I don't know if one should be first or last, which is incredibly astute of her because, you know. And here's your response. Just got the jacket. I do love it. Didn't think it was going to cost that much because she sent you a bill for $125. You say, I was like the 75, maybe 100. Because, of course, you know that you had a bunch of add-ons. Neither one of you mentioned to the other one how much the add-ons will cost, which is bad practice. When somebody asks for something else, say, that'll be an X amount extra. Is that okay? And then they say yes, and then you never have the problem. LOL. One thing I would have said, I wish the back wasn't as high up, maybe a little lower because my hair is long, but it looks great. Thanks. You know what's not there? I thought it was going to be embroidered. And I know it's not there because previously she said neon glitter. So, all right. I'm happy you like it. I'm sorry for the confusion. I did do 2 different photos, and I charged $25 per photo to take out all the background and trace them out. I'm sorry if that was not explained well enough. It's so hard sometimes when there are so many of us working. But the $50 for the pic will never be charged again now that we've made them. Even if you choose a different layout, those are done. As for the positioning, that is where it looked best, so it didn't look like it was hanging in the middle of the coat. I absolutely would have done it lower if that's what you wanted. I'm so sorry for the confusion. Please let me send you a T-shirt on me. What size in a unisex tee would you like? Let me know. You say, oh, thanks, I'm a medium. I actually should have said it to you, too. I didn't think it would be that high, but yes, it's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, that's November 29th, okay? And then on December 19th, she says, I'm reaching out because I've sent you multiple PayPal requests and you haven't paid. Where's the one where you say, what's the meaning of this? It was supposed to be embroidered. Where is that? Right, give me that. I'm going to show you what date that is, because in the copy you're giving the court, there's no date, right?
Yeah, that was a screenshot of a text that I took with my old phone.
Yeah, except for that that's a long time later.
No, it was actually like 2 days later. On.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't. So if it's a screenshot, pull your phone out and show me how it's 2 days later.
I don't have it on this phone.
Well, you screenshot it from something,
This
right?
is a new phone. Yeah, my husband.
Okay. I don't even see this one in her texts. But in any event, let's go on with the other things that you say. December 19th, she says, I've sent the request out to you many times and I haven't received payment. You say, what? I have it automatically do the payment. I swear it paid through my bank card. I am at work until 11, so tomorrow when I get up, I will check. I'm sorry, but I really thought it was paid. And she's very deferential to you. I might be losing my mind. I'm sure it's me. If you paid, just send me a screenshot. I just didn't get it through PayPal. Maybe you sent it a different way. You say, I'll double check. And then you write to her, I finally got someone at PayPal because on my credit card it says sent, but on PayPal it says no. So if you know she wasn't paid, why didn't you pay her then in December of 2021?
I sent a check.
December of 2021?
I don't remember the date of it.
You want me to tell you when it
Honor.
was? When was it that she sent the check?
The plaintiff says she made a custom jacket for the defendant with a picture of her dogs on the back. The woman is trying to get away without paying for her hard work, so she's suing. The defendant claims the jacket was supposed to be embroidered, but the woman gave her a cheap heat transfer decal of her dogs, and that's not what she was hired for. Let's listen.
She sent the check this year on August 3rd.
Of this year. Because in December 22nd, you say, yeah, but a supervisor's going to investigate, call me back. Then
Yes.
a week later, she says, well, have you settled with PayPal yet? Just wondering how you're making out. No, nobody ever got back to me. I sent another message. She's still being super oh, I got hacked once. Make sure you do X, Y, Z. Then in January 20th, she says, hey, have you made any progress with PayPal in your bank? Because the lady would like to get paid for something that she received when?
November 26th, I mailed it
Okay.
out.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm sorry. My uncle passed away. I'll be home on the 23rd. I will try to do it then on PayPal. If not, I'll just give you the card number. I apologize. I had so much crap going on with family. I feel terrible. Well, not too terrible. Because she says, I'm sorry for your loss. We'll talk soon. And then she waits until March.
We talked
7.
in between that, though, on
Yeah,
the phone.
did you talk? Did you pay her?
Did
you pay her when you talked to her?
I did ask her.
January 20th, you're not paying her. February, you're not paying her. March 7th, hello. Just checking in to see if you're able to pay through the invoice through PayPal. No response. March 16th, hey, Sue, I was just wondering if you ever sent the payment. I haven't seen anything. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. April 14th, have you sent payment? I haven't seen anything yet. July, you still have an outstanding bill. I've sent it through PayPal. I'd appreciate it if you pay it. July of 4 days later, hey, I was able to see that you viewed my message, but I haven't heard from you. Typically, I would charge interest. You should have charged interest. This payment is now 6 months overdue, and I will go to small claims court if I don't hear back from you. Thanks for messaging us. We try to be as responsive as possible. We'll get back to you soon. Who sent that?
That was from my dog's webpage where she harassed on that
Harassed.
webpage.
If you just answered her other texts
No,
and
she sent
emails, she would.
but
If
she
you just
said-
paid the lady for you got this check and you paid how much? How much did you pay?
I sent her a check. I don't remember what the amount
You
was.
sent her a check in August. What did you do between November
I had
and
sent
August?
her a check before that,
You
though,
claimed
Your
that
Honor.
PayPal had paid her. Do you have any proof PayPal paid her?
No, I talked to PayPal
Do you
in
have
San
any
Jose.
proof that your credit card got charged by PayPal but didn't give her the money, which is the excuse you're giving
It was
some
all
other time?
automatic withdrawals that my husband and I set
Can I
up
just see
on
it?
PayPal.
Do you have anything that shows that your bank card got charged for her work?
No, not on
No.
that. It's
So
just
we
PayPal.
know she never got paid. And it's August when you finally sent a check. And how much did she send a check for?
The check was for $75. Originally, the bill was $125. I had lost the original invoice through PayPal because it was canceled for whatever reason, be it PayPal canceled it because she was hacked or she canceled it. When I went to find it again, I couldn't find it, so I went off the little slip of paper that we take at the show, and it would have been $85. So that's why
Why
I
didn't
invoiced.
you just look up your messages back and forth with her?
Well, that was when I realized I was in my emails and I was looking for somebody else's email, and I typed in a different name, and all of a sudden I found all the original emails from before December 30th that were under a different email for her. And that's when I realized, that's when I was able to find the original invoice. But I wasn't going to go back and tell her, listen, it's $125 now, not $85. I would have been perfectly happy.
So you had accidentally told her $85 or sent her $85
Yes.
months later when she still hadn't paid you. You would have accepted the $85, and then she sent you a check for what?
$75.
And that's when you and your imminent patience finally snapped.
It was a little kick in the stomach, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I've been waiting all this time, and I can honestly say that I never talked to her on the phone.
Why did you send her $75 and not
That's what we discussed on the phone. And what I was trying to explain earlier was, and you were talking about something else, and I didn't want to interrupt you, was that I did send one check already prior to that, and
Where's that
she
check?
never got it, she said.
Well,
and I know I sent it.
Can you prove you sent it?
So.
Do you know you sent it, just like you definitely sent something saying this was supposed to be embroidered?
Just like I sent this one, and she says she got this one now.
I know, but I can't trust you. Number one, this bill was outstanding almost a year. And so already I don't trust you. And you're full of excuses, like your uncle died and this happened, I got hacked, I got blah, blah, blah. The check is in the mail, the dog ate my homework, so I already can't trust you. Number two, you tell me that this is a text that you sent her. However, I have all the texts in order from her, and I don't see this anywhere. If I had received this beautiful work that I had picked out and she had executed so beautifully, and I had this and wore it for a year, do you know how bad I would feel when she has to chase me, I don't know how many, 8 times or whatever it is? And why would you choose to send 75 when you know damn well that it was supposed to be 125?
Because that's what we had talked about. And
but
that's
you know,
why I brought other evidence to show you
hold on.
other stuff that I went
You said, I read to you your text to her where you say to her, just got the jacket. I didn't think it was going to cost so much. I was like 75, maybe 100.
Right.
So why didn't you send her 100? Especially since you made her wait 9 months for it.
Because we had discussed we discussed a different price. It was 85,
Yeah, but
then
then you
75,
added
then
stuff
this,
to
and then
it.
85. But she never told me how much the other stuff was.
Yeah, but
to
you
add
knew
up.
it was going to be more, and I know you know because you even say I was like 75, maybe 100. So you know that.
The
This
other
is
stuff to show
nonsense. We all work hard, and we all want to get paid for our
She
work.
did get paid.
She did get paid when? When did she
got
put
paid
any money in her
right.
pocket?
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff says she did an excellent job on the jacket and T-shirts, so she wants her money. But the defendant says she wasn't happy with the job, but paid her anyway through PayPal and doesn't owe her anything more. Let's go back into the courtroom.
Twice she got paid.
Proof she got
and
paid.
And I never heard
Stop.
anything about
The
it.
only thing that she says she got was almost a year later, a $75 check.
She had gotten a check.
Which I
previous.
have.
Hold on. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Which she got previous. She had a check and never cashed it, never did anything. It
How
never
do you
came
know
out of
she
my
received
account.
it? A minute ago you said
I
she
sent
never
it to her,
received
though.
it.
Well, I don't know if she received it. I'm assuming she received it, but
If
she
she
never said anything
received
to me.
it,
I
why
never
would she
heard from
continue
her.
to chase you for a check?
Well, what I'm saying is, you're not listening. Is that
No, I'm listening.
you're
I just don't like what I'm
understanding.
hearing.
No, I'm trying
I
to
really
understand
don't
to tell
like what
you
I'm
that
hearing. So now stop talking and you listen to me.
Months went
the
by.
problem that you have is that her work wasn't of value to you. You decided. Even after you told her how beautiful it was and that
No,
you
I thought it
love
was
it.
beautiful.
No, stop talking. Even after I can see, and I've read you your texts and emails to her, where you tell, oh, my uncle died. Oh, they hacked my account.
did.
You're
They died of
full of
COVID.
excuses because you just don't want to pay. That's all. You're just like a regular deadbeat.
No.
There's no explanation or excuse for your deadbeatness.
No.
It's just old-fashioned deadbeatness. Now, let me talk to you. I realize that you are a patient woman. Who is the man next to you?
This is my husband.
He's a very lucky man because you are a very patient woman, okay? But you're running a business, and your business has to be run like a business, not like a favor, okay? So send a bill, keep a copy of the bill, and tell them that there's interest from the beginning so that you don't get burned like this again. $125 to the plaintiff, plus prejudgment statutory interest since November when she received it, plus your court costs.
So the plaintiff prevails. In no uncertain terms, she gets the full $125 plus interest, court costs, and some more. Let's see what the defendant has to say. The judge really let her have it. Ms. Soccer-Muncy, what's your reaction? The judge called you simply a deadbeat. How about that?
She can have her opinion, but I mean, it's not what it is. She got paid twice. She did some crappy work, but nothing I could do about it.
No,
I'll just let
that's
everybody
not what
know
the
not
judge
to
said.
use her
The
ever
judge said
again.
you just didn't want to pay.
Yep.
You just didn't want to pay.
Oh, I paid her twice. She just didn't cash my check, and she still has my check.
If she did, why would you be here in court, huh?
I guess she wanted to get her company some fame. I don't know.
Well, look, you're just full of excuses, and I'm sorry the judge didn't buy your stories. That's it,
Fine.
my
I
dear.
go with good companies from now on. Thank you.
You're on your way out.
Have
Goodbye.
a good one.
Let's see what the plaintiff, a very patient woman, the judge says. Ms. Warren, and your husband. You're very lucky. She's a very patient woman, right?
Got that right.
What's your reaction, Ms. Warren? Was it worth it doing this, going to court to
It
get
was.
this money?
I'm tired of, I've been in business for like 16 years with this business, and I've only had one bounce check in all those years, and this was the second time I've had something happen, and I feel like it should be taken care of. I'm very trusting. I don't charge people up front because you don't know what it's going to be in the end. And she never sent me any checks. I have one check she sent. That was in August, and the judge now has it, so.
Yeah. You know, when you said the price you would charge for embroidery, I thought it would be a lot more than that, because embroidery is hard to do. It's not easy.
Yeah, that was a
Is
rough
it?
estimate. I wouldn't know unless I actually digitized it, but it would have been at least that.
Well, listen, good for you. I'm glad you finally got your money, okay?
Thank you.
It was worth suing her and bring her to court, right?
It was worth it to show that you can't get away with it, yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
Thanks.
Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that, we'll bring this case to a close. Very good. Harvey, what are your thoughts?
Doug, I got to tell you, these texts are everything in this case, and texts are so important. In many ways, they're as important as a contract itself, because a text shows the conduct of both parties. And if you send a text to somebody and they acknowledge they owe you money, it is pretty much case over.
Would you still use a cracked phone, or would you have to replace it as soon as it's broken? Yeah, I think there's two kinds of people in the world, aren't there?
Those who walk around with like tape holding their glasses together, and those who don't. Well, actually, I kind of have some actual physical proof that, yeah, I would, because as you can see, the back of my phone is cracked all to hell. The glass is broken on it, but
it doesn't affect the performance.
No, the front looks okay. So.
If it was cracked in the front, you had to look through that to
Right.
see your messages. You would probably have it fixed.
Yeah, probably. But
I
like,
would too.
I think little splinters are like coming off on my hand if I don't keep the cover on it.
You should keep the
so-
cover on it.
I know,
That's how
I
this
know.
happened to begin with,
And
isn't it?
These things, they're so delicate. You could crack the face of these things with a dirty look. It's not like...
You're a little indelicate, though.
maybe I am, but I miss the old Motorola cell phones that came out way back in the beginning in like the 80s.
The shoe phones?
Yeah, it was like the size of a shoebox. It was some gigantic thing, but they were durable, right? The battery lasted about 10 minutes, okay? but they were so durable, you couldn't hurt them, right? You could lose them.
When I was working for the state attorney's office as a prosecutor, we finally made it to the big time where the prosecutors on duty, there were 2 prosecutors on duty at any given time
Right.
to answer search warrants, compile the search warrants, take care of whatever legal questions police officers all around Miami-Dade County had. And so we finally got those Motorola phones, and they weighed 100 pounds.
They cost a king's ransom.
Cost a
then,
king's
right?
ransom, and on the first week of duty, each one of them lost the phone. And so that was it. It was another 2 years without phones. We had to put beepers back on thanks to those 2.